Hey YouTube, I'm back with the venture boat. This episode today, we're gonna be putting a transom in. So today, for me, this video is just gonna be for y'all, but for me today, I'm going to be doing all the resin coating. I've already cut out the wood. I forgot to film it, but I'll show y'all the process of cutting out the wood and how you're supposed to do it. But I'll also show you all the coating process for today, and then it'll be probably Monday for me before I'm able to actually put anything in, because tomorrow I have to work all day, and then Saturday or Monday is supposed to be good weather, and so hopefully we can get the transom in, get the stringer repaired on, and then maybe Wednesday we can put the floor in, do some foam and put the floor in. So let me get all the materials gathered together, and I'll catch you all in a second. Okay, so here are the boards and everything. I've got my rollers and my things, and the resin right there. So I have my transom cut out. So what I did was I went to the back of the transom, and I made, it fell because of the wind. It was a little windy today, but I basically made a stencil. And I'll have to back up. I'm on my lonesome today, so basically that's all that it is. And what I did from there, I made sure that stencil fit, and then traced it onto one, cut it, and then I cut this one, and I traced, and then I just cut right on the other one. So what you're gonna need today, if you're copying me, is you'll need a way to paint the resin on. I'm using rollers. Rollers are good for big flat surfaces like this. If you're getting into corners real good, you kind of want like a little brush. You're gonna need your resin, and then your mixing cup and mixing stick. So anyways, the sun's out today. It's a little cold, but the sun's out, so it'll help kind of bake it up and make sure it gets the temperature it's needed. I'm going to mix up the resin because I'm all by myself today. So once I get done painting those, I'll show you all what it should look like. All right, now that we are done painting the first part, realistically, especially in this weather, that's not going to be finished before your roller would, well, one, your roller is going to gel up faster. Just because it has all of the resin in it. But with the sun baking down on these, hopefully they cure up pretty quickly, so I can flip them over. Or at least have them done. But regardless, you can see how there's a sheen on it right now. Once it's gelled up, it shouldn't have much of one, and like it'll be shinier, obviously, but it won't be wet looking like it is here. So, I don't know if it's gonna gel sooner or later. I'm gonna leave this right here because that's got the same stuff in it. Once that stuff starts to gel, that stuff should be fairly close to the same thing. So yeah. Anyways, that's all for now, but y'all are gonna see it in 3, 2, 1. Okay, I forgot to record, but here's what we're doing. So we are sandwiching the two cores that we've made together with one binder in the center. You can kind of see where it's laying out. That's a bunch of fiberglass CSM with a bunch of resin in there. And basically what we're gonna do from here is we're gonna run some screws into it, and basically try and make it to where it clamps itself down, and then we'll seal in this. Then that'll be good until we get the rest of it in. Okay, I already started the cleanup for it, but the transom core is done. It's all screwed together, which is kind of a pain because Phillips head sucks. But yeah, it's all coming together slowly. Everything is covered in resin, sandwiched together with resin. I gotta put up the tools but of the little bit left that I hadn't cleaned up yet. And I'll catch y'all guys in the morning. Today we're gonna be putting in the floor. And right now, here's what we have going on. So we have our foam board that we made the transom template out of. So we've got, there's some round edges here. It's worse on this side too. And we're gonna have to trim the board so that it gets up and sits up into there. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this and we're gonna make an angle so that it fits in there just right, so that we can trace it onto the front of the board. Say hi, Ava. We're gonna trace it on the front of the board of that board right there. And yep, so once I get it done and cut out and traced out, I'll take it over to the board so y'all can see. Okay, so we've got the template cut out, and what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna cut out the piece of wood, make sure that it mostly fits, and then what I can do from there is then come in, set in my template on the mark, and then trace out that edge, and then cut it with a jigsaw or whatever, just like that. But until then, I kind of have to just hope and pray that this is the right. And anyway, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut out the wood. We're gonna go dry fit it before I do any more cutting. Make sure it's gonna fit just right, and then once we do that, then we can trim it up, and then we can seal it, and hopefully have it ready to put some layers of fiberglass on, maybe even today. Okay, so we've finished the prep of the floor. So it's not a perfect fit. As you can see, there's gaps on both sides. I undercut it a little bit. That was on purpose because overcutting and cutting and cutting and cutting, it's not fun. But we can fill this in with whatever type of filler. We're gonna use some fiberglass filler there. But anyways, you gotta use fiberglass filler in there, and then we'll use either screws or fiberglass filler. This isn't perfect wood either. Obviously there's a lot of stuff, so we'll have to fill those in with some body filler or whatever. But yeah, so we're gonna go on, and we're going to seal the floor with a whole bunch of resin. We're gonna seal the floor. We're gonna maybe even put on two layers of glass, because this is plenty strong as is. I don't have any worry about that not being strong enough, so yeah. So anyways, we're gonna throw maybe a layer or two of glass on here, and we are going to call it good for the floor. We're not gonna tap it. We're not gonna do it in a day. We're just gonna put it on, and then whenever y'all, this will be in this video, y'all see us actually tabbing it in, but I'm gonna go ahead and pre-coat it with glass, just to speed up the process. Okay, so right now we are prepping all of the fiberglass. We've got everything laid out. We got all our resin and everything. This glass that I'm cutting out now is gonna be in a transom, but I've got 2 layers of 17 or of matte that's going onto here, and I got 1708. I'm getting this cut out. It's gonna go onto there. If I have enough, I'll even do some on the floor to make it even stiffer. So yeah, let's get that cut out. So here's how we stand. We've got the top side of the board done. Well, whatever side of the board it's gonna be, we got one side done. We got the transom out here. We got all the fiberglass done. So tomorrow, hopefully that foam will come in. We can lay down the foam first. Then we can put in this whenever that foam is down. We'll figure it out from there. We got to put in the transom for sure tomorrow though. The first thing has to go in before the floor. But y'all have already seen this transom go in because it's in a different video. So right now we are about to start hopefully putting in the transom. I'm on a kind of a time crunch for now, but what we're doing is we're about to make peanut butter, which is basically a kind of conjoining method for joining up old stuff. Putting on gloves is hard when you're already sweating, but anyways, so we have our cup here. This is the cup from yesterday. What we're gonna do is So we got this Cabasil, we got our mixing cup, and then we got our resin. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come along with this resin. Let's see, we can pour up, we'll say half a cup, or half a quart, just for now. So we'll go half. We'll go half a quart. Right there. So 16 ounces. Nope, 16 ounces is a quart. No, it's not. So we're at 16 ounces. And then we're gonna go with our Cabasil. Now this stuff, not good for you. You breathe it in. It's fumed silica is what it is. Like, you know, like the stuff they tell you do not eat that's in a packet. It's kind of like that, but in a powder form, so it's easy to breathe in. But anyway, so I got my mask on. Alright, so basically, mostly the recipe for this stuff is about like it's like 1 quart resin to 2 quarts of this. So I got half a quart here. Hopefully, I can get a good bit in. So you can see how there's a bunch of chunks and stuff, but you can see that's already a little bit thicker than normal resin. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep adding that until we get to our desired consistency, which is peanut butter. So if you're mixing this yourself, you can definitely feel it. Slowly and slowly getting a little bit thicker. The sidewall stuff is getting pretty thick. It really helps to have a drill of some sort. But anyways, once I get this to the desired consistency, I'll cut back the video and you can see how we're going to apply it. Alright, so remove this now. You can see how we've got our consistency of peanut butter. It kind of sticks there. So we're just going to kind of keep mixing this together. But we're done with our Cabasil for now, so we can cover it up. Alright. Now, once you've got it mixed up, then you can go and you can add in all of your catalyst. So we're gonna go ahead and just dump the rest of this catalyst in there. That should be enough. That was what was left in that one. Which, honestly, that's a little hot for what this purpose is, but it's fine. So we're just gonna mix it in real good. You don't want to, because in normal resin you can kind of get away with a little bit less mixing time, but not this stuff. So yep. All right, we can go and start walking this way. So over here on the boat, I really shouldn't have done this in this order, but I did anyway. You kind of see how it's, see how there's a big gap right here? What we're gonna do is we're gonna get this as close as possible. Then we're gonna get clamps in here. We're gonna clamp it up and get it to where it touches, and then this will be probably a good first start. You can cut it. All right, guys, we're kind of on a time crunch here because I just got done with some of the stuff. You can see cured up nicely. So what we're gonna do here, it's in there good. It's not going anywhere. All the rounding and everything is evened out. So what we're gonna do now, we got our glass, we're gonna do this. I'm not gonna record it, but basically what we're gonna do CSM first, 1 layer, then 2 layers 1708, and 1 layer of CSM all over it. Sorry for the bad camera work today, but anyways, yeah, so I'll catch y'all once it is all laminated in. All right, well, it got dark, but here's the finished transom. So you can see I've tried my best to lay it over the top, because I forgot to sand the edges, but it's okay, and it's laid over pretty well. I'm gonna throw some more on tomorrow, especially over there in the corners, in these top corners, and I'm also throwing in some spots right here where the stern eyes are gonna go. Just beef that up a little bit more. But anyways, so I've got it all in, all laid out, all glassed out. So hopefully when I come out here tomorrow afternoon, it will be in good shape. Next step after this, I've got to put in the extensions of the stringers. Just make sure that they're in good shape, and then tomorrow, hopefully, I can lay foam after it comes in, and then maybe Thursday or Friday, I can get in here and I can put in the floor, and then I can do the carpet, and then maybe put in the cap that's sitting over there. So, anyways, actually, I'm not gonna cut the video there. I will add in the transom, the things. But anyways, that's all for tonight. So, catch you in the morning. All right. This is actually post. It's probably about 8:30, or sorry, 9 o'clock. And the thing got done at about 7:30. So we're just out here. I was coming out here to check out the transom. There are a few spots which are still a little dry, and honestly, this will be beefed up a little bit more once we get the cap on. I'm gonna actually come in and I'm gonna glass in some stronger stuff, but that's besides the point. This one's strong transom. So, yep, there's my mess from earlier. But anyways, I'm going to just save this for obviously a later date. I'm not going to do anything tonight, but I'm going to come in, I'm going to clean up all these loose fibers. Well, there's a bunch of loose fibers on the top here, all these fibers. I'm going to come in, obviously get all this stuff cleaned up here. There will be more glass on this once I'm finished. And then obviously like the loose fibers, like those are raw fibers basically. But so all this stuff, I'm gonna come in, clean it all up, get it all nice and pretty, prep it all nice and good, as well as do this and this, which will be hard. I did this deliberately too. I kept it separate from the transom, because these, great, got a little bit of resin on me. These are not exactly perfectly dry, which, you know, if this was a brand new boat, obviously they'd be dry, and if this was a boat that I really planned on getting perfect, they would be redone entirely. But they have their structure still. They're still very strong, so I'm not worried about it at all. So anyways, I tried to isolate those. I'm going to come back in, I'm going to replace these. So anyways, yep, I'll see y'all guys in the morning. Alright, so I forgot to record almost all of it, but it's okay because I was on a time crunch. I didn't really have an option. But here's the finished floor. It's got all the foams in it. Obviously, it's got 2 layers of CSM1 of 1708. 1708 is obviously the middle layer. And this will get finished up with carpet sometime later this week. But anyways, all I did, I kind of wrapped the stuff under. I mean, it's not the prettiest work ever. And back here where I have the separate wood, it kind of laid up, but that's okay because this is all just the bilge anyways. So, but anyways, that's gonna be it for this video of putting in the floor. And obviously the transom's in here too now. So pretty soon we'll have this boat back to looking pretty.